Good morning, students and faculty of Lindbergh University. As you know, each week you are required to watch an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. This week, your episode is Season 4, Episode 5, The Will. If Ray and Deborah both pass away, they decide they want Bernie and Linda to adopt their kids. We recommend watching this show as soon as possible to prepare for what you are about to hear. And, to the owner of the large ghostly pirate ship that is floating over the quad, you left your lights on.
Hey, Mike, did you hear the news?
No, I actively avoid cable.
Great. Do you want to know the news?
I would actually really like to. Yeah, I've found that it's kept me out of the loop. Yeah.
Well, apparently the podcast hosts of that Friends rewatch podcast all died in a tragic Friends-related accident.
The Bing Bros died?
Yeah. They binged too hard. They drowned in a fountain.
They binged too hard. I told them. I tried to warn them that they had to take it down on the binging. Yeah. It's not.
Well, at least they were there for each other.
Yeah. That's what you got to say. They were always giving each other.
Guys, can you come into the church? The ceremony. The funeral is starting. They're doing the eulogy right now for the Bing brothers.
There, as we walk into the church, we hear the
the Friends theme,
like the Friends theme, but it's like played on like an organ, and it's like we all have to clap when we have to clap, like for the song.
As the pallbearers,
really somber.
Yeah, the pallbearers are very, very sadly walking up the aisle, but there's a weird turn.
They get to a corner,
so they all have to yell out. They all have to yell out, "Pivot!" as they turn pivot. As they turn the coffin back up the aisle.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't hear about this, Mike. We're literally here.
Yeah, I can't. How did it happen? What did they do?
They drowned in a fountain.
They binged too hard, Mike. They got in the fountain and they did Chandler's little dance in the fountain where, he's wearing the vest and he does like this, waves his arms around, does his fun little 90s dance, and they slipped and they fell and cracked their heads open. In the fountain.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, I saw them practicing
died. They
that.
tried to pull the others tried to pull their bodies out and lay them on the couch to do CPR, but it was too soft that they just pushed them into the cushions and they couldn't get any leverage.
Yeah, it's real sad. You see, some amazing people die like that. You just wonder what's going to happen to their baby, and by that I mean their show. Mm-hmm. No one even knew the password to their network streaming site. Now no one can continue the show.
Yeah. When that card gets declined, it's all going to be lost. It's such a tragedy.
I'm just spitballing here. Could it be Chandler, Joey, Ross, Rachel, Monica, Phoebe, 1, 2, 3?
How many characters is that?
6.
So take out the 3.
I shouldn't clap in the funeral. Sorry, everybody.
Well, you clapped at the inappropriate time. Like everyone else starts doing the...
I know. I clapped off beat. I'm so sorry. I was just really proud of Mike.
That was a good one.
And it was funny because the last thing he said to me was, "Dad, could I be any more alive?"
Hey,
and I guess
it's not your fault.
The answer was, "Yeah, I'm giving my eulogy, sir."
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mike, get off the stage.
You in the front in the aisle here, just sit down.
I'm sorry. I was overcome.
My son died in a fountain.
And we are all gathered here today to remember an amazing show and its hosts. Lord, hear our thanks. Hear our subscribe. Hear our likes.
Everyone bows their heads and opens their, what are those called? Bibles?
Yeah.
What do you call those guys? Altar boy walks down the aisles with a basket, and inside of it is a QR code for people to rate and review the podcast. 5 stars.
They're all giving 5 stars.
Mike, stop. What are you doing?
Mike, don't give 4 stars as a funeral.
They're literally dead. What are you doing?
The show left a lot.
You're
to be
writing
desired.
a long review.
You leave a lot to be
there was a
desired.
problem. I'm not a fan of those podcasts where it's just white men talking over each other. It kind of gets a little bit too much.
Mike, stop talking over
They
me.
had a format. They had a premise and a format.
And there was
it
a lady on that show.
They had a lady every 25 episodes or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was great.
I'm
but it
sure
was
they pretty much talked over her, and it is only the one woman talked over her every time, and she got about 5 minutes of talking in, but she was there.
She was on the cover art.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't a big. Yeah, they did feature her quite prominently on the cover art. I was a little disappointed that she wasn't there. They also
it's a real bait and
replicated.
switch.
They also copy and pasted her on the cover art 3 times to represent Phoebe, Monica, and Rachel.
They did a little hue adjustment on her hair though, so that it would match up.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I like about their cover art is that they did give everyone Rachel's, and it looked great.
Mm-hmm. That was a good.
Honestly, that part.
You know what? Okay, 2 stars.
That's more like it, Mike.
Got to keep it honest.
Oh shit! It's still this. Somebody's talking. Someone's reading from the Bible. Sorry, we should keep our voices
And then
down.
Jesus was like, "Oh, totally. I will die for you, bro." And then the bro was like, "Dude, why you gotta die for me? Why don't we just, kill him?" And Jesus was like, "Nah, man, that's not my way. Here, help me carry this plus sign." Truly a remarkable man.
When did Alex go up there? He got up there quick.
Thank
We're
you.
sitting in the back.
I'm not.
Didn't
I'm
even
not a
notice
part
him
of
get
this.
up.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like the gospel according to Joey. It feels very very strange. Yeah.
Let us do the traditional. Mike, you know what this is called? Mike, I'm looking at you in the back.
Oh.
What is this called? Where the priest says and also with you. What is that called?
The blessing, the sign of the.
I guess
sign of
let's
peace?
do the
sign of peace.
Let's do the blessing. Okay. Everyone, do you count them in 3, 2, 1, or?
Yeah, I mean, everybody just kind of knows when to do it. I guess we can do it now if we really want to.
All right, go ahead, everyone. How you doing?
How you
and
doing?
also how you?
They all the mass proceeds in various friend themes ways.
Yeah,
and then at the very end, the father stands up and says, "All right, let's take our our Bing boys to their final resting place. Everyone, you may resume the break that we were just on." And they all start exiting the mass.
That was okay.
they're going on the big break in the sky.
Yeah. This is
Wow.
this is a lot, guys. I saw a lot of myself in the Friends cast.
Yeah, you did when we decided to do that. They were the ones that you said we should rip off. So
yeah. They
it's
had
hard
it right.
to feel like a little part of ourselves are dying.
Yeah, it's
here. Not to
hard.
make it about us, but it is kind of.
It's
about
hard
us.
because
it is kind of about us.
It's like when Prince died. I was so sad. This one was really hard, guys. I took it so hard when Prince died, and I don't know if you saw my long posts on Facebook about how
you put up several of them. We saw a couple. Yeah.
Did you see the one of me in my Halloween costume as Prince?
Yeah. Not super tasteful, I will say, but
Well, what exactly did you take issue with?
Just
Is it the fact that I was Charles and I said I was Prince?
Yeah, kind of. Honestly, when you say I'm Prince, I imagine you're gonna put together a thing of Purple Rain or something like that.
I was Charles.
Yeah.
I was Charles, and I had a little button that said R.I.P. Diana, and I was playing a big purple guitar. And I thought that was hilarious.
It wasn't.
That's
it wasn't
hilarious.
that
That
great.
was hilarious. No.
I don't have a great sense of how it played because I did it at home, took a picture in the bathroom, and then took it off. I wasn't going to a costume party or anything.
Felt in poor taste because Prince had
I did
just
do a
died.
day of Prince dying, yeah.
Yeah, Prince famously dying on Halloween.
And then, of course, I did a lot of gifs of him on New Girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
Well, boys, when things like this
I made new
happen-
ones where it was like Prince like looking all crazy to the side like in New Girl, like what the heck's wrong with this new girl? And then it was like Prince Charles looking back at him like, I know, right?
I take Alex to the side here, and I say, listen, Adam is not taking this well. He's kind of gone off the deep end here. I need to talk to you about what's going on. The Bing Boys...
Hey, do you guys like Prince? Check this out. Look at this picture of me.
Oh, that's more New Girls. We're friends.
I like it.
So...
No, I'm listening.
So, the problem is, like, the Bing Boys, their podcast is done. They're gone. Their legacy is over. You know? It's like, it's not...
No, I
don't know.
You.
This kind of... This makes me frustrated. I don't know.
I mean, it really does make me think, right, about kind of where we are as a podcast, and if this was to happen to us, right? If we were to, I don't know, get run over by a police car or hit in the head with a golf ball or baseball at high speeds, it's like, what would we even do? I think we have to start thinking about making sure our podcast ends, our podcast lives on, even if we do not. I think that'll make Adam feel better.
Yeah. I think you're right, because Adam is.
Of course,
I think Adam would agree with us. We gotta. Well, who do we want to take over the podcast after we go?
Well,
actually, Adam should be in this conversation. Adam. Adam.
Oh,
that man.
I'll be right back.
I would like a raspberry beret.
I mean, there's
Yeah, what's up? I'm trying to sell people. I don't have any stock yet. I'm sort of like on spec trying to sell people raspberry berets, little red Corvettes, obviously.
Of course.
All of that stuff. Doves. Okay. God, I've got doves, coming out the wazoo.
Are they flying?
Not yet, but when they do.
Oh, when doves cry. I'm sorry. That's the name of the song. Is When They Cry.
We're trying to figure out who's going to take over the podcast when we die.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, the Bing. Honestly, I had sort of put together a short list. Pretty much a day after we started, of like, because Mike was going through his health troubles. Who should we get to like replace or hand off, or like what should we? Who's good in the game of rewatch podcasts now that could take over for us, and the Bing Boys were obviously top of list.
Absolutely,
they were the top. They were the prime.
Yeah.
Prime guys.
What about? I mean, there's always the Kings of Queens. They're kind of like our natural. We've never like crossed over with them just because of we don't. It's sort of like we see them and it's like a work acquaintance, and like you don't really want to get like too engaged, and so you're just kind of like, oh hey, yeah, how's it going? But every time because we go to the same Sunoco, and every time we're at the pump, I see them filling up their IPS truck, which their overhead is a lot higher than ours.
They go in. I will say
that's kind of their Wienermobile, and they drive around to different neighborhoods in Queens and hand out packages.
Yeah, I will say that.
I don't know where they get them from. I think they're doing a porch pirate operation, but I see them, I wave, but I haven't really like, brought this up to them or like really talked to them.
Well, why not? Let's go see what's up.
With
them?
I
mean, Mike, you can text Marv, right?
Yeah,
you got his number. He gave you his number at the podcast mixer.
He was very emphatic about giving me his number at the podcast mixer.
It's the Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau podcast mixer that we went to.
Of course.
Such great networking.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. I'll put it in here. 917-516-212. These are all the New York area codes.
It's only 9 numbers.
Brooklyn, Queens,
slap a 0 on that.
Yeah.
Give him a call.
All right.
Alex, let's go over here. Mike, I don't know if you should take it in the church, is all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go look at the casket before they
Yeah,
take
it's
in.
so pretty.
The priest is looking at me. Can you be any ruder? And sorry, Father.
A lot of people in the congregation cry, of course, because it's too soon. But
it's too soon. Yeah.
Wow, Father, that was okay.
Yeah. Look, it has rest in peace in the Friends font.
It's a lot of letters for the Friends font. Yeah.
Well, Marv?
Hey, it's Mike.
Hey, Marv.
What?
Hey, it's Mike from the Everybody Loves Raymond podcast, the Barone Zone. How you doing?
I've been doing better. I've been arguing with my wife, and my dog left me for another man.
Right.
So I've been better.
Okay. Hey, Marv, would you be?
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. Well, I'm at a funeral. I don't like the accusatory tone here. Don't know if you heard, but the Bing Boys bit the dust.
Yeah, I heard. I was invited to the funeral. No, shut up. I was invited to the funeral, but I didn't want to come because I was busy delivering my podcast door to door like a mailman. You know how it is.
Don't think I do, actually, but that's okay. Look, could you meet, us real quick? I kind of, this has gotten me thinking about a lot of stuff, about the future of the podcast for us, and I think it'd be beneficial if you can bring your whole crew if you want, but, I know it's late and your eyes are getting weary, but it would be really great if you could come down to Limburg for me.
Psst, Mike, ask about his back.
I'm sorry. How rude am I? How's your back?
Oh, fuck. I forgot. My back medicine.
Hey, the phone hangs up.
That was really insensitive, Mike. You know his back has been getting tight.
You told me to ask about his back.
I thought you were going to do it a little
Mike?
more
What the hell?
tactfully. I'm sorry. I just looked at a body and maybe, it's put things in perspective for me about being kinder to our fellow man, but...
Well, he's on his way here with his whole crew. Should we meet him?
Sorry to criticize you immediately after a stressful phone call.
This. You guys, you're making the next one, okay? If Marv won't do it, you're making the next one.
Okay, but I'm positive that he will do it. I mean,
Okay.
they've expressed interest. I got a package from them once, and they were like, "Hey, if you guys ever need us to take over your podcast, we would be more than happy to." Of course, I think that's in every package that they deliver. There's kind of a cold calling operation.
They're trying to steal a podcast off of somebody here. It kind of sucks.
I think they don't like the King of Queens that much, is the sense I get from them.
Yeah, it's kind of not about the show. Look, are we really sure that we want them to be? I mean, we called them, so they're going to be coming over here. But like we said, they're not the most friendly to our listeners. Are our listeners really going to want to transfer over to King of Queens? Like, I don't know if that's a natural transition.
I don't think this is something we'll have to work out with them. I don't think they're going to turn our podcast into a King of Queens podcast.
Right.
It's still the same child that it always was.
Right.
Maybe its last name will change, but it'll still have the same DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
RNA. Raymond.
NA.
Nucleic acid. Let's go to the top of the parking garage where we have all of our podcast summits.
Smash cut to the podcast summit. You see
Which is what the top level of the parking garage at Limburg University is called. It's got its own little gate, and what you have to do is hold up the QR code, the Spotify QR code for your podcast at the little reader, and then it will let you in.
Right.
It's podcasters only, and the cars are all bad and old.
We also see that there are ads on the sides for NordVPN, for Audible, Squarespace.
All the spaces in the parking lot are
squares. Yeah, exactly. With different code words at the bottom of them for every part of
the cars that the tires have been stolen. Instead of being on cinder blocks, they're on HelloFresh boxes.
Right.
Hang on, guys. It's voice activated. Hello and welcome back to the Barone Zone. All right, we're good.
It never recognizes me.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because your voice just sounds too different on on recording, or I don't know.
I put a lot of obviously the listeners don't know this, but you guys know I use artificial intelligence to completely change the sound of my
I
voice.
kind of figured,
Yeah, absolutely. You sound insane.
I have a heavy Scottish accent.
Yeah, and
usually.
we appreciate you undoing that.
And that's why when I try to do an accent, it sounds really bad
comes
and
up
weird.
all fucky. Yeah.
It's because of it sounds perfect as I'm doing it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once it goes through that filter, man.
No.
Okay,
I'm
here,
glad we
let me
retconned
park.
that, yeah.
That's canon forever.
The Queen's van is already there. So they've got a UPS van, spray
IPS. How dare you?
They have an IPS van. The Kings of Queens are already sitting around the podcasting table, already having their headphones on. Hey guys, sorry to keep you waiting.
This asshole. Hey guys.
Hey Marv, it's good to see you.
Yeah. You know the crew. This is Steamy Gin.
Hey,
Steamy.
And this is Nikki P.
Nikki.
Yep. That's all they say.
Congratulations, Nikki, on getting out. Of the big house.
Yeah, I'm Nikki. I'm free.
That's probably Marv. You probably like that because you produce the show, right? And those prison phones, the terrible fidelity,
terrible audio. It's just so weird when one of us sounds so worse than the other two. I hate that.
Hey, Nikki tried his best.
Man, okay, guys, we should come in as soft as we can because it sounds like they're being a little passive aggressive.
They're kind of they're kind of already at ends. Hey guys, I just gotta say, you guys used to be the closest guys I've ever seen in my entire life, and I just gotta say, it feels like there's some tension here. Can we? I don't want to be a jerk, but can we acknowledge that? Did something happen?
Yeah. Steam, is it because Nikki went to prison for involuntarily manslaughtering your wife, or?
Yeah, no. We covered that up a while ago. That's fine. That's water under the bridge.
He got $800,000, right? So why is he complaining?
I'm Nikki, and I don't know.
So, if everything's okay, and you mind if we have a seat here?
Please pull up a John.
It looks like you guys are using a 4-track recorder here, so I guess we'll all huddle around one mic. That's fine. Literally, Alex and I will huddle around you, Mike.
Yeah,
I'll
to share this microphone.
I'll hide the microphone.
We have one mic here with us, and we'll talk into his ears.
All right, everybody, put on the headphones. All right, so guys.
Yeah, okay, only one pair of headphones.
Good
everybody.
Alex, if you could get in between me and Adam.
Why do I have to ride, bitch?
Adam gets one ear. All right,
this does not work. I can't hear anything.
Are you sure?
We'll turn up the volume.
Are you sure?
We'll turn up the volume real loud so it goes through us and you can hear it that way. Yeah.
Can we get a test, Marv? Can we get a test?
Test. 1, 2, 3. This is Marv and the boys coming at you.
Alex? Or hear, rather?
I can hear it.
I mean, I can hear because he's sitting right there.
Yeah.
So I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
I think this works and is normal.
Yeah. So listen, Marv, you're a man of deals, and I just gotta say the Bing boys scared us.
We're shook.
We're shooken. We're gone. Yeah. We want to make plans for our pod after we go into the great white the great big paywall in the sky. All right. And we are such big fans of the Kings of Queens that we kind of wanted to. What would you guys say if we left you guys as caretakers of our podcast?
Yeah, in the event that all three of us died at the same time, right. And then if Mike died, we would rotate each of you in, and then Alex dies, another one, and then eventually you've replaced. There's multiple ways we could go about this, but just in case we start dying.
So you guys are big fans of our show, huh?
Mm-hmm. Big fans.
Nikki doesn't know if Nikki believes him.
What's our sign off?
I don't care, because all I want to do is end my pod and drive right home to you.
Lucky guess.
Yes. And then after like you do your little like credits tag where you thank your network and the producer and everything, then you hit it again with the because baby, all my life I will be doing pods for you. I think that's it. It's
very sweet.
Nostalgic and yet timeless.
Yeah.
You're a lucky motherfucker, you know that? I don't think you like our show. I don't think you listen to our show, but I think you just got fucking lucky.
No, I mean, I love your guys' show. When you break down the episodes in exhaustive detail, I think nobody goes into the level of detail that you guys do.
I don't think it would be such a bad thing to expand in the inevitable demise of you three. Tell you what, Nikki P, go grab the standard podcast transferal pod contract. It's right in the truck that's parked right in front of us. It's next to the emergency brake.
Nikki's going.
And assuming nothing goes wrong, we'll set this up and sign it.
You normally keep all your legal documents under the emergency brake?
Well, how else are you going to remember it's for emergencies?
Smash cut to Nikki, POV from Nikki. Nikki's like, Nikki.
Oh.
I'm going to the van. Here we go. Oh, there it is. And we see the emergency brake, just with just on top of a straight up glut of just like all of these papers and contracts and things like that. And Nikki starts parsing through them, and he's just like, Nikki doesn't know this shit. This happened when Nikki was in prison. This doesn't. All right, I'll just take the whole thing. And he grabs the whole stack and just rips it out. But the emergency brake has not been working in this IPS truck for a while. And as soon as he takes it out, the emergency brake drops. And for some reason, I guess it was in drive, the car starts moving forward. Nikki is so scared that he dives in. You see the legs dangling out as he cries out, "Oh, Nikki, no!" And he starts grabbing onto the steering wheel, hoping that he'll stop it. It doesn't work, and he starts steering it towards the podcasting bin.
Ah!
Oh, guys, get out of the way! Mike dives and tackles Adam and Alex out of the way, and the Kings of Queens stay there staring at the oncoming IPS truck. It is still not moving that fast, but it's picking up a little bit of speed because the parking garage is on a slight downhill, and it grabs them both. They all grab on, and it goes right over the big Manscaped sign, and they plummet to their demise. Their eyes were getting weary. I don't know the rest of the theme song.
Back is getting tight.
Their backs were getting tight.
That's not this one.
Their backs were getting tight. Their eyes were getting weary and their backs were getting tight. At least they don't need to.
They were sitting. Traffic, yeah. Queensboro
Mom's
Bridge.
They were sitting on traffic by the Queensboro Bridge.
No. Hold on, let me...
Everywhere you look, everywhere you go.
Oh my god, there's so many... I think there's like multiple funerals backed up here at the chapel.
The Full House crew hit the dust already?
That's for Saget.
Yeah, they're a little late.
That's for Saget. They're late.
Yeah.
They didn't get their shit together in time. I don't want to... Sorry, everyone. I know like it's a triple funeral. There's a lot of family here. I know you don't know who I am. I think we kind of got Deacon. I think we kind of got it. Hey, that's funny that your name is Deacon.
Yeah, I'm Deacon.
You know, like Doug's friend on The King of Queens.
Yeah. It's kind of just my job.
Have you ever seen the King of Queens?
I maybe an episode. Listen,
maybe
I'm a millennial.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing this.
I'm a millennial. I like.
So am I.
I don't know, man. I liked when I was growing up. I watched Seinfeld. I didn't watch any of this crap.
Did you watch New Girl?
Yeah.
You ever see the one with Prince?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I love that episode.
All right, let me close this tab on azlyrics.com. Look at this picture of me.
Whoa! Oh, that's such a great cosplay. That's awesome.
Get off of the stage.
It's called
whatever it's called in a church.
It's called an altar. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, I'm the deacon. I can do whatever I want. You kings and queens and bitches have got to wait your turn.
It's okay, Nona. It's okay. It's okay. Oh,
all right. So anyway,
God. All right.
That's pretty dope. I like the Prince Charles bit that you're like. That's a
all right. Yeah, we should get out of here because they're getting. This is a rough crowd.
Oh yeah.
A lot of lot of Nikki's prison friends are here.
I can't believe they let the prison go for this funeral.
It's a day trip.
It's a day trip.
This is a day trip from Rikers. They took him over, oddly enough, the Queensboro Bridge, and brought him out here. And then they will all be going back. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. And, we end up with a sort of prison break situation on our hands. I mean...
Adam, don't look now. But that thing you said that probably wouldn't happen, it happened.
There's a ruckus outside of the church doors, which are open, as the departing and very upset inmates clash into the cast and crew of Full House, as well as some hangers-on, recap podcasters like The Fullest House, which is part of our social circle. They were at the Mixer. Even though they're San Francisco based, they flew out for a live show at the Gramercy Theater. And a brawl breaks out. We all run outside. Oh my God, everybody calm down.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
Everywhere you look, there's carnage.
Everywhere you look.
It's just,
Oh my God, look on the ground. There's a heart and a hand. Oh God, this is gruesome.
I'll hold on to that.
Oh my God. Donnie, come here. Donnie, Joel.
I'm Donnie.
Jessup.
I'm Joel.
Here, come on, guys, quick, get into the Camray with us. Here, we'll be safe in here.
Here, we'll carry you home.
Oh my God.
Mike floors it, and the Camray screeches off. Oh, thanks, Jermaine. I appreciate that.
It's very nice of you.
Yeah, I mean that got real brutal really quick. I'm glad you guys got invited to Bob Saget's funeral. That must be a real get for you guys.
While we have you though, would you be interested in taking our podcast off our hands in the event of our death?
Yeah, so you there's been this spate of unfortunately timed podcaster deaths. They've all seemed to be accidents so far, it's just got us thinking.
Mike pulls up right behind one of those trucks that's carrying wood logs. Just saying, yeah, it can't keep happening. It really it can't.
On top of the thing of wood logs, those are held together by pretty thick nylon rope.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of birds up there, woodpeckers. They're trying to get at the logs.
Yeah, so anyway,
it's
gotta be impossible. But we just wanted to know, it happened to the Kings of Queens, it happened to the Bing Boys, it happened to the Fullest House. Well, actually, no, you guys are the Fullest House. But it happened to
Bob Saget, but that was unrelated and really just sad.
Yeah, he really is quite a.
I just saw on the news that the New Girl Rewatch podcast, Newcast, just also met an untimely demise.
Oh, not Newcast.
No.
Okay, so yeah, we just want to cover all of our.
I feel like Newcast, they really shouldn't. I know they were trying to be inclusive of all genders, but I think they got a lot of people confused and they thought they were an orthopedics podcast.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, they should have gone with Pod Girl as the name.
Well, but then those clones that do the podcast, those lady clones, they would have had something to say about that.
Pitch,
and it also wouldn't have made that much sense because it's three white guys who are doing the show. So
my pitch was they should have called it "Who's That Pod? It's Cast," but they didn't really. They thought that was too wordy. So
and Mike, you trademarked that, right?
Yeah,
because that's
did.
really
that's a good one.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's just I'm so hungry. Mike starts driving with his knees. He takes out a bagel. He starts cream cheese in the bagel as he's driving.
Mike, yeah. That is not safe. Come sit in the back with me and Alex.
Sorry. He unbuckles, leaves the driver's seat, comes back in the seat. But anyway,
here, Jessup, you get up front there and drive.
Jessup.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Jessup. So, Donnie, was that your
Who's
name?
Jeff?
Yeah, Donnie, Joel, and Jesse.
Donnie, Joel. Okay.
Sort of like Danny, Joey, and Jesse.
Got it. Appropriately named.
Jessup is a great name,
So-
by the way. Big
Just
fan.
wanted to
Yep.
just wanted to get your take. What do you guys think? Would you take over us if we ate it?
Well, would we have to talk about Everybody Loves Raymond?
I guess kinda.
Yeah, it's kind of non-negotiable.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, to be fair, you don't need to talk about it like a lot, but you should touch on it, you know?
You should mention it.
10 minutes max.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that as long as we could talk about Full House and Fuller House around it. I don't see why we couldn't dip in. What's the lady's name? Darnell?
No one in their right mind would click on an Everybody Loves Raymond rewatch podcast and then and would expect to hear any mention of Full House at all. There are two things people hate about podcast rewatch shows. They don't want mentions of things that are not relevant to the actual show, and they hate meta jokes. So avoid those two things.
As the truck in front of us slams on its brakes, and obviously the woodpeckers have been hard at work.
As the brakes are slammed and as the woodpeckers leave the thing, Mike drops his bagel and says, "Oh, guys, you gotta help me look for my bagel."
Oh God!
All three Barone Boys.
That is not going to come out.
All three Barone Boys look down right as the wood crashes through the camera and destroys everybody else in the car. Clean up.
The Fullest House guys, their heads, they're hit in such a way that they get instantly decapitated. But because we are leaning down in sort of a brace position, trying to get this goddamn bagel off the goddamn floor, because cream cheese is really hard to get out of automotive carpeting. Their heads roll onto our backs. We sit up. Oof, we gotta do something about these seats. These are not comfortable.
Yeah.
Does yours have a lot of squish to it?
I start feeling more. Hey guys, what happened to the roof?
Donnie?
Someone raised the roof. Joel?
And Jesus said...
No, stop.
And Jesus said...
Every time.
Everywhere you look, where you only see one set of footprints, that's where I was there. I don't know that quote well enough.
Amen.
Sorry.
I don't think any of these guys have read the Bible.
Sorry, there's the thing, Mike. Thank you so much for helping me. After the King of Queens won,
Yeah.
I am... Wait, that wasn't me. After my friend got fired from the King of Queens incident, they brought me in.
Yeah, really unfortunate.
They flew me in from Westbury, helicopter. I've been so nervous about this eulogy. So there's the thing, right, with Jesus and the prince in the sand, right?
Yeah.
Because he carried you.
Yeah, it's not in the Bible.
I was what?
It's not in the Bible. That's okay.
But I was in my aunt's kitchen and I saw it on a piece of driftwood.
Yeah,
it's painted in script on a piece of driftwood. Is that not from the Bible?
No, it's a nice poem that someone wrote, and it's it's.
It said Leviticus on the bottom. Is that just the guy's name?
Well, first of all, that was wrong. Second of all, Jesus wasn't in Leviticus. That happened before he came around. But yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look through here.
There's a whole.
Wait, what is this second? What is this first part?
Yeah, that's the Old Testament.
The fuck? Who the fuck is Abraham?
Yeah, no, he was the OG. He was a good guy. But anyway, I don't really think that has much to do with the funeral. I think that's you tried your best. That's kind of what matters.
Well, I was just thinking of everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
There's a face of somebody who needs you.
Yeah.
Why couldn't somebody be Jesus?
Well,
I really wish you had taken my call last night, because this would have been really helpful to work out before.
I feel like you could have said that without saying that Jesus wrote the Full House theme song.
Is that what I implied?
So yeah,
It's what you guaranteed.
Jeffy, altar boy, come here.
I'm Jeffy.
Go go around and pick up all the programs because there is an egregious misprint in there.
Okay, Papa. Here he goes.
That's my son. Don't tell anyone. I'm supposed to be celibate.
Oh, I was gonna say he seems really familiar with your father. Yeah.
His mom doesn't know.
His mom doesn't know that she had him.
She knows that she had him. She doesn't know that. So, she had sex with me and her husband on the same night. It was the night that I did his late circumcision.
Oh, we have a Mamma Mia situation here.
Thank you, sir, down in front. It is a bit of a Mamma Mia situation, -1.
You are saying...
So it should be...
You did say this is a secret, and you're speaking directly into the microphone to talk about it.
She's not here.
Okay.
Unless, wait. Oh, God. And... Hey, Andrea! So good to see you.
Fuck you, you fucker!
Shit, this is bad news for me.
Dude, she's upset. She is upset.
And I should, not to brag, it is Andrea Barber who played Kimmy Gibbler on Full House.
Oh, okay,
that's why she's here, as it turns out.
Checks out. Okay.
I need your help, Mike. I'm going to need you to take over because she looks mad.
Okay.
See her husband. Yeah. He looks even madder.
Yeah, I understand you're in trouble, sir.
I got to get out to the parking lot.
Hold on. I am in need of spiritual direction, Father. Okay.
What?
I know you're in the middle of things, and that...
Look, just go through the rest of the Full House theme, and just, the milkman could be Jesus, the paperboy could be Jesus, evening TV may be a little bit of a stretch, but that could be like the Bible or something.
Okay.
I don't know. You'll figure it out. We took 101 at UCB together, right? So you should be... Just improvise.
Gotcha. Okay, okay.
Everyone was so happy when a priest showed up at their level 1 improv class.
They were all so happy. They were all so stoked. I remember that. There were a lot of jokes that made me uncomfortable. I can't only imagine that you got even more. But yeah.
They got to the spotlight stuff pretty quick, didn't they, Mike?
Well, scene.
I gotta go.
Okay.
You got this.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Woo, go Mike!
Okay. I did not expect an applause break at this funeral. So
just supporting you.
We're gathered today to remember Donnie, Jessup, and the other one. And
oh Nona, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, we wanted
Joel.
Joel was the other one. That's right. I just wanted to make a comment. They understood the world. They understood a lot. They understood a lot about God, and they were great. Milkman could be Jesus.
People start clapping.
Everyone could be Jesus. San Francisco could be Jerusalem. You don't know.
As Mike is doing this, we get the organist does a little like gospel sting, and the band starts, doing like drum hits.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah. And DJ Tanner, she could have been John the Baptist. And Kimmy Gibbler. I see you back there, Gibbler. I see you back there, Andrea. You could have been Peter. You could have done all of that. You could have done it. The 12 apostles. There were probably 12 people on that show at one point. And you know what else? You know how Michelle was played by 2 people. We'll throw a third one in there, and that's the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. Mike starts the band kicks in, and Mike starts doing the Urkel up on stage, and the crowd goes wild. Mike, this is a great time to get off. Let's go. Let's go while you're on top.
And another thing.
Yep.
No, you're not going to top that. You're not going to top that.
Got it.
No.
I got it. I got this one. And
no way in hell you're doing better than that.
Rebecca was Judas, and I run off the stage.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, they did sort of scratch their head, but the music was keeping
I don't know
them
whether
going.
or not I respect you more or less now.
I thought you were Catholic, so I'm impressed that you could pull off that lively a service.
Yeah, no, that felt good. That felt.
What is this
natural.
called, by the way? This is the apse. What is this that we're in? This little room off to the side.
That would be the sacristy. The I believe an apse is a snake. So
no, you're thinking of asp. I think.
No, the apse is what you get before the entree.
Alex got it. Alex has it. Alex got
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, guys, I don't know what's happening. I don't know who's got it out for all of these podcasters. But listen.
I mean, it seems like they've all been random. I was going to say acts of kindness, but that's not what I mean.
Nope.
It seems like they've all
Maybe
been
to the
random.
world.
Maybe to the podcast listening audience.
Yeah.
Too many rewatch podcasts out there.
A little bit. But I hear what you're saying, Mike. It seems like it's going to be difficult to find a podcast team that's willing to take over our show. We might have to start digging the bottom of the barrel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could always ask.
No, we can't.
And we could. I mean,
Can't.
we cut to we see an exterior shot of an apartment building in Manhattan, and the slap bass plays. We bust through the door like
we
Kramer.
stick a weird pose. Hey,
Oh,
hey!
hey.
What's the deal with that? What's the deal with this?
Deal?
Hey, our
Hey.
favorite Seinfeld podcast.
It's our favorite Seinfeld rewatch podcast. Hey, fellas, how's it going?
Big fans. Big
Hey.
What are you doing?
fans.
We're in the middle of recording an episode. What are you doing?
You can't just walk in here. Come on. Guys, listen. I know I don't mean to interrupt your meeting of the cast medians and pod talking Jerry. I know this is a huge episode for you guys, but I gotta listen.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. David. So nice to meet you in person.
Hey!
I hope you're not presently embroiled in, some sort of social faux pas that's going to have sort of long-term kind of ironic consequences for you.
Oh no! Why would that ever happen? No, come on! What are we doing?
Great. We need to talk to our friends here. If you guys, if the four of you would like to come with us, Jane, Gary, Kramer.
I'm just called Kramer. That's fine. I just happen to have the same name.
That was your hook, right? That's why you guys started the podcast, is because your name is
My
Kramer.
name is Kramer.
Yeah.
I'm Kramer Smith. Who would have guessed?
Yeah, we have a similar hook, actually.
And
Yeah,
you
that's-
have that
that's-
you
that's
have
great.
that Weezer podcast, right? My name is Kramer.
My name is Kramer. You know it. So listen, guys. We're in the
Oh,
middle.
and of course, obviously, we've got Jane. We've got
I'm Kramer.
Kramer.
Yeah.
We've got Greg
Yeah,
Gary.
Gary.
and Gary.
Yeah.
And Kramer. Okay.
So listen.
Yes, come with us.
Yeah.
Come with us. Let's go into this room that where the bicycle is hanging in the back of your apartment
Yeah.
here. I guess it's more of a hallway.
Listen, guys. I'm sorry. We're not going to take up too much of your time here. I just wanted to listen. We just got a very important ask for you guys. If there were anything to happen to the Everybody Loves Raymond podcast, I know you got so much on your plate here, but the Barone Boys would really appreciate it if you would take up the podcast in our place.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know. Can I be honest with you guys?
I guess so. Yeah.
Of course. Please.
You're slow potters.
What?
When you do your podcast, your rhythm, it's a little off. They all sort of, their shoulders raise and they sort of gesticulate.
It's pretty slow.
The timing, it
Yeah.
takes you out of it. It's, I'm driving, I want to be, immersed into the sound, but it's a lot of uhs and ums and,
I don't want to have to turn the pod on 2 times speed. That's just not good.
I've turned it on 3 times before.
Oh, it's still too slow. Still too slow. Well, wow.
Well, I mean, we try to edit it,
Yeah.
and like take some uhs and ums out.
Yeah, but
Sorry. I mean, I hope it's not too
just
distracting, but you guys could speed it up a little bit. You've got that fast talking New Yorker kind of thing. I don't mean I'm not trying to be stereotypical or anything, but
no. I don't really think this is our speed.
As we're negotiating with them, Larry David is in the living room, and he's kind of like struggling with his fly. Like, we didn't see this, but earlier in the day, like, he got new pants, and the fly is just sort of not right.
It's not fly.
No, but come on, guys. You can do whatever you want with it, even if you want to talk about Everybody Loves Raymond for like 5 minutes at the end, and you can just make this another feed for your podcast. Twice the feeds. That's twice the listeners.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
So it's a yes?
Yeah, sure. Just don't die. We'll be fine.
Okay. So I'm glad that you agree in principle.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
Sure.
Let's shake on it, Mike. They might not want to shake hands with you because you've got the man hands, and it's kind of
Yeah, I understand.
And Alex, don't take your jacket off with the puffy shirt.
Got it.
Jane and Gary and Kramer shake Adam's hand, and they all walk outside. I kind of figure at that point they'll be dead. What are they going to know? We just want to use it, right?
As we make the deal and everybody walks back into the living room, all 7 of us, Larry David is standing up at the table, and he's got he's been struggling with this fly, and of course we walk in at a very inopportune moment and find him in a Jeffrey Toobin situation with his hand all the way down his pants, and he's really struggling in there.
God,
oh my God!
Whoa, hold on.
That's bigger than I expected. Wow,
it's
like
this
nice hog.
no,
Mr. David,
Damn.
This is
Penis.
We catch Larry David Toobin. We smash cut back to
a funeral.
Yeah, back to a funeral.
Mike is up there, he alone.
Didn't know it was
the organist has gone home, and only the church slap bass player is there.
Today we had Larry David die of embarrassment. I guess this finally curbed his enthusiasm.
Don't forget to mention the 4 people who saw that and had heart attacks.
Oh,
and died.
yes. Yeah. Sorry. That turned out to spread, and we lost a good podcast today. All the cast medians in Pod Talking Jerry. We never found out how they were doing. We never found out what the deal with that was. We never will ever know what the deal is with that. All we have left are our memories and good TV. Good TV.
And the podcast, the feed is still until their card, the charge fails because the bank has closed their account on account of them being deceased.
Right.
We'll still have the podcast. So, folks, they're coming around with the QR code. If you download those to your phone, you can hold on to them.
Yeah.
So this one's a little lighter attendance-wise.
Yeah, I mean, well, it is 10 p.m.
I feel like
this is the 8th funeral of the day.
I was going to say,
so I do
many funerals.
This has all been one day?
This is one day, baby.
Wow.
But it's almost over.
I also think they weren't super well... They were kind of bad people, right? I mean, they hurt a lot of people and were kind of blasé about it.
Yeah, they didn't really care that much.
No, not at all.
No.
But yeah, in Jerry's name, we say Newman, and the entire audience says Newman in a very hateful tone, and they disperse.
It's about 15 people. Nona, you're not sad at all? Oh my God. Died in a... Okay. All right, Nona.
Poor Nona. My God. She's had a tough day. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
it's tough that it was bring your Italian grandmother to school day.
All the time.
Yeah.
They were all on hand to witness these grisly murders.
So, yeah. This is Yeah, this is a tough day. But listen, I've been thinking about it. None of the podcasts that have perished today are going on at all. Like, their podcasts are just ending, and actually that's pretty nice. We have a nice little memory of them and the work they did. I think that when we die, the Barone Zone dies with us. What do you guys say?
I agree. Suicide pact.
Suicide.
No.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. On that one.
I'm gonna advocate for a gradual approach. Okay, obviously Mike dies first.
What?
Then,
hold on.
Agreed.
Alex and I keep it going. Maybe we bring in somebody else, or maybe we just, start putting less effort into
the
it.
diversity higher.
Then one of us dies. One of us sort of turns it into their own personal audio diary. It gets a little Unabomber, and goes off the rails. And then that person inevitably will die as well. At that point, put steal your child's credit card. Mike, get back in touch with your children.
You can't make me.
Take their credit card. We put it on the podcast host. Collect that ad revenue in perpetuity.
I like it. This seems scummy, but I'm here for it.
What about that seems wrong to you?
The in perpetuity part. All right. Suicide pact on...
1, 2, 3. Suicide
All right,
pact.
fine. We can have a suicide pact.
All right.
Okay. Can we sit in the graveyard? Because there's this, I don't really want to go back to the dorms yet.
There's
still all the benches set up from the
Let's sit here.
burials, so let's just sit in the graveyard.
Let's just set it up here.
Oh my God, is this where Mario Cuomo's buried?
Wahoo!
I don't know why that got me. Legendary New York governor. I was just like, whoa.
Like Mario,
I don't know why, but that's a great joke, Alex. Good job. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's sit around Mario Cuomo's grave and just record our podcast the way that we do it, and we'll do it until we die.
Until death do us part.
Till death do us pod.
Till death. New podcast.
We should plan. We run out of Everybody Loves Raymond. We do Till Death, but we do it slowly, so the Brad Garrett sitcom Till Death, we do it slowly, so it lasts for the rest of our lives. Actually, we could probably do it at a normal pace to start, because Mike, you'll be pretty close to the end at that point.
Yeah.
And then we'll gradually slow it down, because, Alex and I, based on the actuarial tables, we should live for much longer than you. And then we'll call it Till Death Do Us Pod.
Till death
To
do us
a pod.
Don't make fun of me.
To a pod.
This is a graveyard.
All right, let's record.
That's so disrespectful.
Let's record.
Stop tubing.
Let's record. You can't make me. Let's start recording.
I know they're new pants. Stop tubing in the graveyard.
Poobin in the tubin.
Were we even recording for our first Jerry Tubin bit?
Well, I don't know who Jerry Tubin is.
Oh.
But, yeah, sorry, I am talking about Jerry Tubin, who's a local newscaster here who got busted for touching his dick on a Zoom call. Not to be confused with the other Tubin. Yes.
Okay, good.
So, stop tubing in the graveyard.
I gotta.
If we put that on a t-shirt, will we get sued by Jeffrey Tubin?
Probably.
Okay. Sit down. Stop touching your dick and balls.
I've stopped touching it 3 times already.
The great thing is, all of the podcasters who died today insisted on their headstones being functioning microphones, so we can just plug in our recorder here, and we can get down to work. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Welcome back to the Barones.
Ready.
Welcome. Well, I don't know if that was a delay or just
It was a
well-timed. Welcome back to the Barone Zone. It's time to talk about Season 4, Episode 5, The Will, in which Ray and Deborah decide that if they both pass away, they want Bernie and Linda to adopt their kids. What an episode. I remembered this episode. This rang bells for me.
It did not ring any bells for me, but I thought it was very funny regardless.
It also did not ring too many bells for me, but I really enjoyed it.
Well, I only really remembered the hot clothes because I remember them talking about cold calling people to take their kids.
Right.
I did not remember the specifics, different cake every Friday. The $800,000 life insurance policy, frittatas.
800K seems like a lot, right? It's not just me.
Radical transparency. That's more than my wife will get if I die.
And I mean, this is also like 20 plus years ago.
And that's before inflation.
Oh yeah. Well, how much is that in inflation?
And Ray's like established to be like a pretty. Not famous, but like well-off guy who's like well-known. It's like
that's still a lot of.
It's a good chunk
of change. A lot of dough. I mean, good for Deborah.
Barone.
Honestly, I would have killed him already. But we now have this all in the back of our mind. I think, or at least for me, every time Ray screws up, every time Ray's a jerk, I'm gonna think in the back of my mind, why is Deborah putting up with this? She could have 800K in like a heartbeat. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. $800,000 in October 1999 has the same buying power as, you want to guess?
I'm going to say 1.5 mil.
Alex?
I'm going to say a little over 3 mil.
Okay. Mike was closest. It was $1.49 million.
Okay.
I overestimated.
So that sounds like 800,000 sounds like a lot, but putting it in today's dollars, it sounds like a shitload.
It sounds like more. That's how it works.
It sounds like maybe baseball accidentally hits Ray next time kind of money.
So can I be
maybe Deborah's at bat for the Mets.
There you go. Day. I would love it. Love that conspiracy.
It's how the series ends.
No.
Robert pitches to Deborah, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Deborah whacks it. Ray's up there eating chocolate cake in the booth. Bam, right through the skull. Head explodes all over Andy. Right before impact, actually, rewrite. Right before impact, smash cut to black. Don't stop believing.
I love it. That's how you end a series, baby. They did recently actually put nets in farther along the foul lines because people kept getting hit in the heads with baseballs and doing like serious damage to them while watching baseball games. So they it's not a problem anymore, but I could see this being a real problem back in the 90s. As funny as it is, how nonsensical it is, it actually could have been dangerous. So hey, good on Ray for being worried.
Did this happen to you?
Maybe.
The reason you bring it up, like, that we should be sensitive to the fact that, this caused a lot of problems for people. Were you sitting in the stands?
No comment. Legally, I can't comment.
You were eating a big sandwich.
I signed an NDA.
And the ball went in between the bread
and
knocked all of the sandwich meat and cheese out, and you were eating a ball sandwich.
Yeah,
you took
and then
a big
I choked on the ball. I choked on the ball. That was the big issue.
You took a big bite in the foul ball sandwich in the late 90s?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got it. You got my backstory. You happy? Now everybody knows. I need to change my last name again.
Explains your teeth.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's a rough situation, but it does really feel like champagne problems. I'm surprised they didn't have champagne up in the press box. Different cake every day.
Every Friday.
I was hard to be. That would be unreasonable. Yeah. Different cake every day. Are there enough? How many weeks is the baseball season?
162 games, April to beginning October. So what's that, 6 months? 6 times 4, roughly 24, 25 weeks?
Can you name 24, 25 different cakes?
Carrot, chocolate, red velvet, triple layer, birthday.
We'll count that as 3.
Okay.
Birthday, 7.
Ice cream, devil's food,
8.
Cup,
9.
10. Cheese,
11.
I'm out.
Pineapple upside down.
Vanilla. Pineapple upside down.
Okay. 12, 13. Fruit.
There you go. That's good.
That's 14.
Lasagna.
Count it. Yep.
Lasagna's a cake.
I hate you.
That's okay.
15.
I got it. I heard the number. But.
Pardon?
But kids call that cake.
Oh, bund. I mean, we've got the euphemism cake.
Cake, yeah.
Colloquial. That's 17. We've got the band, Cake 18.
Yep,
they came in and played in the press box.
By the Ocean. That's a song.
Sure.
Yeah.
What, the Jennifer Aniston movie, Cake?
Cake.
We're at 20.
You're at 20.
I mean, Let Them Eat. We don't know which one she was referring to.
We don't know what she was referring to.
That's
so
true.
We're going to count that as
21.
something.
There's got to be four more.
There are so many more.
There's got to
that
be
like
four more types of cake.
Tiramisu.
Yes. Pop. Cake pop.
Oh yeah, cake pop. Cake pop. Yep.
Cake pop. Coffee.
Coffee cake. Yeah. How are we?
We're at 24. Can we get one more? And it should be funny.
Crumb.
Yeah. Not very funny.
Move some of the order of us saying those around.
No. We'll keep it. Yeah. We just made these people listen to 25 different kinds of questionable cake. We did it. Okay.
Oh, frittatas.
Frittatas
are a cake.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So there's more than 25, and we know all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Even if one of them was the band Cake.
The other one was the song "Cake by the Ocean," but that's okay. All right. Anyway,
what if Cake were to play the halftime show at the Super Bowl? What would you want to hear? Distance.
I don't know a single Cake song. I will be 100% honest.
You know the Distance. You know the Distance. You know Short Skirt, Long Jacket. You might know Shadow Stabbing.
We are getting off topic. Okay, so
I could name 25 Cake songs right now.
I believe you. Can I
won't.
bring up the elephant in the room here? The main debate of this episode. I think I understand Deborah's concern about Frank and Marie raising Allie, Jeffrey, and Michael. But her primary concern being they're annoying, I don't like them,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're still the natural caregivers. If you're not choosing Deborah or Frank, you are going to need some model citizens and that you are close to justify doing something else. And I gotta be honest, I don't think Linda and Bernie meet that criteria. I think they were crazy to want to make it Linda and Bernie. I really do.
To be fair, they did just have a kid.
Okay, yeah, but they're not expert parents or anything, right? Like, a newborn versus three, young children is different. You're going from a family of 3 to a family of 7. That's insane.
Oof.
6.
Do that math one more time. There you go.
Yeah, that's why I was oofing. The bad math.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I think you got 4 natural choices, or 2. Marie and Frank, Warren and Lois. Then you've got Robert.
You could justify Robert. If they chose Robert, nobody's fighting.
You could spin Robert.
Yeah.
They actually made a really good case for why Robert shouldn't be the provider, with him being single and also having a dangerous profession. Dude could, like the kids could end up getting moved off again. Like, if anyone's dying, it's him.
Well said.
So does this confirm that after Robert's entire apartment complex saw Amy lose her virginity, they broke up?
No.
Because that was ambiguous up to this point.
No. They mentioned Robert dating Amy. I forget if it was last episode or the episode before, but they mentioned Robert dating Amy. No, but there's a difference between dating someone and being married to someone. You're still technically legally single if you have a girlfriend. You need to be married in order. That's and I think that's a legitimate
Common
thing.
law?
Common
Common law.
They're not living together yet. Get out of here. Come on.
Just don't disrespect common law, okay?
I will disrespect any law that exists.
Bold stance.
Common or otherwise.
Common or the other one.
Yeah, or the other kind of law. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I'll disrespect them.
Just don't disrespect Common, the rapper.
Oh, Common's a good guy. I would never disrespect Common.
Yeah. I think you bring up a good point, Alex. That if anyone's going to be murdered on the job, on a day-to-day basis, the person with the highest chance of being murdered is Robert.
It's indeed Robert.
So that should knock him out as a top contender. But even still, don't they know any more
Amy?
normal people? Did they not have other relatives? What about Uncle Mel?
Oh,
Give
no.
the kids
No.
to Uncle Mel.
No.
Not Uncle Mel.
Bernie and Linda are better than Uncle Mel. Yeah, come on. Oh, you know who they should do? They should ship them off to Italy with
To Aunt Serena?
Aunt Serena. That would be that's the best option.
Yeah.
That's what they should have done.
Yeah. If only she had actually been related to them. Because I think you know common law better than I do. Is that not child trafficking? To ship them off?
It's a gray area. It's a gray area.
That is a gray area, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's no perfect solution. Ideally, they wouldn't die at the same time. Ideally, and I think this
they'd
comes
wait for Robert and Amy to get married. I think they're the natural next
before what? Killing themselves?
Oh yeah, before they eat it. Yeah, exactly. Before they go belly up.
Your choice of wait implies that they have
that they
some
are planning to
decision making.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I think as we see down the line in the series, obviously, yeah, they'll be safe leaving them with Robert and Amy. Isn't there an episode, in a little bit, or at some point in the next several seasons, where they talk about the possibility of Ray dying separately from Deborah, and then like her shacking up with Robert? Am I making this up? Does that sound familiar to you
It
guys?
sounds familiar.
Vaguely
but
familiar.
There's also, in the last episode of the show, spoiler alert, Ray has a near-death experience where he's in a coma for a while. So I don't know if it's like soon or if it's like at the end of the show.
I think I remember that, because I think even seeing that however many years ago, I was like, that is a weird conversation and belief to hold.
Right.
I thought Ray's reasoning for disqualifying Deborah's parents, so pointy metal sculptures and alcoholism, Lois sounds like she would be fine. I
agree.
Warren, it sounds like, is the drunk. Although we do know that Lois has been cold to Deborah her entire life.
Right.
Touched on that on an earlier episode.
I can understand not wanting to move them to Connecticut. But, again, I think they're the natural second choice after Frank and Marie. Or wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah has a sister. It hasn't been announced
She
yet,
does?
but she does have a sister. Why isn't that brought up? She hasn't. The character hasn't been written
clearly
yet.
it was not established canonically yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
And they
She
decided
exists.
they wrote this episode, and they didn't want to put in a line addressing the sister, so they put this episode before that episode.
Correct.
Because I think if that episode is called The Sister, then that's the next episode
Oh, that's
that
so
we're going
great.
to watch. Yes. To go back to like the original, like the main issue, Marie and Frank, yeah, her reasoning is that they're annoying. And I guess you could extrapolate, look what they did to Ray and Robert. But it really does seem like they're the best choice, no?
Mm-hmm.
Like all things considered.
It does. There's no way around it. It absolutely does. So, I mean, hey, funny conceit for an episode, but I do think Marie overreacted. Robert
Yeah.
overreacted. Frank
Yeah,
underreacted.
Robert took it hard.
Yeah. But with all that being said, they have a legitimate gripe. Like, especially Frank and Marie. They can be... They have a reason to be a little bit upset, I think. Not the extent they did, but a little bit.
It's a little dismissive on Ray and Deborah's part to just not even put them in the running, or to literally put them in second place behind Bernie and Linda.
Right.
Bernie Gruenfelder, a chubby jet ski salesman. As Robert says, I don't know why I used to bring weight into it.
They mentioned the jet ski thing again.
Yeah.
They
we
did.
haven't seen or heard from Bernie and Linda in quite some time. We've heard Linda has been around, but Bernie has actually not appeared on the show since season 1. Timeline-wise, he appeared in The Wedding, the flashback to Ray and Deborah's wedding, but canonically, following the timeline of the show, we've not seen Bernie since early season 1. So it seems pretty random to bring them back at this point, but I know that they have a lot more episodes coming up.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I liked him a lot. I liked as much as it was petty, I did deeply like the whole, you're not real parents because you don't know what to do with the Cocoa Puff up the nose. Hilarious bit. Hilarious.
Crunch and
quiz
blow.
show. Crunch and blow. Oh my god, what a great line. I loved it.
Robert gave me the vibes in that scene of somebody who is, a reply guy. Woman posts something online and Robert's in the comments like, oh yeah, well, how would you get a Cocoa Puff out of their nose? And, oh, I don't think so. Not quite.
Actually,
I don't know. I know he was hurt, but don't take it out on Bernie and Linda. They don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
So if
and they
we were,
said no anyway.
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
that was hilarious. I thought that was really funny. The reason being they don't want to deal with the Barones. I thought pretty funny. Yeah, they also don't want,
perfect
to race the kids around Marie and Frank. The long, awkward silence before they hurriedly get up and leave. I appreciate the show, taking, what was that, 30 seconds? Like a real long silence with physical touches, but not very, grounded humor in that.
This was a funny episode through and through. I really did enjoy it. Physically, you're absolutely right. But I thought the lines in this episode were really, really strong. I had one and it just jumped right out of my head. I'm sorry.
While you're thinking of that, I noticed in the cold open, Wishbone Italian dressing on the table.
New sponsor?
No, it was the label was turned away from the camera. But I would recognize that bottle anywhere.
Right.
That was a real blast from the past for me.
Oh, Adam.
You guys how are you doing on recalling what you were going to say? Because I can talk more about salad dressing if you
don't talk more about salad dressing.
Please, Mike, remember.
The line when they're leaving after that very awkward moment. First of all, one of the most awkward, silent moments that has happened on Everybody Loves Raymond in a while. When after the denial, and it's just a solid 30 seconds of nothing. And then they get up to leave, and then Frank comes in and just hey, congrats, you won the kids. I don't know. That highlighting it was just great timing. It was awesome.
I liked Frank a lot in this episode. Clearly not really giving a shit about where his grandchildren are going to go. I just thought that was very, a nice way to play Frank's character, especially after a couple of recent episodes where you've seen him be an asshole. Now he's just a dick.
Yeah.
He just doesn't
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the way these things go. If Marie is upset about something, Frank is always doing the exact opposite. Frank is always apathetic until Marie doesn't care about something, and then Frank gives so much of a shit about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what else can we talk about here? Not a ton happens, right?
It's just the argument, which is kind of nice.
This central conflict.
It's a very
love
focused
the
episode.
moment when Marie walks in and starts playing with the baby.
Oh yeah, Marie just kind of appearing in the living room while they're talking to Robert. I thought was very funny, and then they both sort of like gasp like it's a jump scare.
The book parents, the comments on the book parenting, I thought was very funny.
That felt
taking notes
so
about
90s to me.
Yeah.
Sitcom writers in the 90s thought dragging parenting books was the funniest thing. I feel like Friends did it. This show did it.
Now it's TikTok parents.
Now it's
TikTok parents, am I right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Well, go on, Alex. You've got 5 minutes on TikTok parents, right?
Give me your type 5.
Yeah. So, get this, right? Parents, they'll go on TikTok just to get info about their kids, get your recommendations for what to do with their kids. They'll upload videos of their kids, and then they'll get comments about their kids like, hey, your kid is, leaning to the left when he walks, which means you got to use the old crank and shift him up so he doesn't grow sideways like a bad tree. They got to root him into the ground. So, then you go on TikTok and you just, instead of doing that because you're a lazy asshole, you just turn your phone a little bit when you record your kid next time. And you know what? When all that doesn't work out, you just rename him Eileen. And, eventually Eileen grows to resent you, but you take him to the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, and he kind of realizes that he's not alone in the world, and that kind of what makes him special is the fact that he's leaning so much. So he stops turning his phone 45 degrees when, he records his TikToks. And then, he kind of shows the world who he really is, right? And then he gets a lot of love and support on TikTok, but then he gets canceled because everyone found out he molested a kid.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Come on,
Whoa.
Eileen.
That's that's what happened.
Spotlight.
So
I was with you up until the very end.
the very last 2 words, actually 3 words,
and then
I think.
you lost the room.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know why a crowd has been slowly gathering around us in the graveyard, but they left. You walked the room with that one. They all left. People are demanding their money back, which I don't know who they're trying to get money back from. We didn't charge them.
That's not a story. I was just reading the news, guys. Like, what's up? Like,
Where'd you get that news, Alex?
Oh, TikTok.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. If we have nothing else specific to shout out, let's just go to the barometer.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's one else specific to shout out, which is Gary Grossman, who plays the lawyer. The lawyer.
What a terrible name.
Hey.
His last name is literally Grossman.
Give him a break. He hasn't worked in 14 years since he was in Earthring in 2010, which is a short. He played Davis.
Because he's gross, man.
Well said, Alex.
Gary Grossman's character in this episode was never said, but his name was... You know it? You
told me earlier and I forgot.
David Atkins. Remember in the episode where he walked in and he said, "Hello, I'm David Atkins.
No,
I will
don't
be
remember
your estate lawyer." Or at the end when he was leaving, and Ray said, "Okay, bye, David. What was your last name again?" Atkins. David Atkins. And he looked right down the barrel of the camera and he said, "My name is David Atkins, Esquire."
Believe it or not, I don't remember that, Adam.
Because it didn't happen. So I don't know where this information came from. I don't know if Gary Grossman, 2010, gets off the set of Earthring, logs on to IMDb. He's like, oh, I remember I did my own character backstory for the lawyer on my episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, and I had him named David Atkins. And most people call him Dave, but he doesn't use Dave in the professional setting. And he was David Johnson, but then he took his wife's name when they got married, but then his wife divorced him, but he kept the name. So he sort of is living with that pain. That's why you sort of see him, and he really played that in the character. You sort of see him sort of hunched over and like a defeated man. He recognizes a squabble between Ray and Deborah, and it reminds him of his own contentious divorce, and he sort of slinks out of there like a scared rabbit. You know?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Did you pick that up?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
He played Lacey in Mr. P's Dancing Sushi Bar, and he played the sheriff in Perversions of Science. He played Harold in Leprechaun 4 in Space. And so quite the career.
They put a leprechaun in space.
Well, they'd already done, which one was In the Hood? The Leprechaun series.
We're done. We're moving on. All right. So with that in mind, let's go to our patented barometer. I'm stealing your lines unless you object, Adam. We're going to our patented barometer where we rate Ray on his performance as a husband, brother, son, etc. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the terrible men of sitcom history, that being Walter White, Don Draper, etc., and the 10 being the best parents in sitcom history, being specifically Danny Tanner, Uncle Phil, and Adam. Give me another good parent in sitcom history.
I'm going to take a page out of your book and say, etc.
Etc. No, that's not a character. No, you can't bail your way out of this one. You put us on the spot for too long. Give me one.
Well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like a tough but fair kind of dad? Or are you looking for like...
your eyes specifically, in Adam Rudy's eyes, what is a 10 out of 10 sitcom father?
As I've said 78 times, Danny Tanner or Uncle Phil or Carl Winslow.
Fair enough. All right, in that case, we'll just go right to the barometer. You guys get the gist at this point. So, Adam, where is Ray falling for you on the scale of 1 to 10 today?
I actually think Ray did a good job. He, as a husband, Deborah said, you gotta get a will. He got him a will. He sat down with the lawyer, made the lawyer uncomfortable, but he got that will done. He apparently has signed up for, I don't know if this was his decision, but a quite generous life insurance policy. So a lot of Ray's like marital responsibilities kind of came into view in this episode, and I thought they showed that for all of his whining and complaining, he actually is not completely hopeless. Barring the checkbook incident, it seems like he is at least a functioning adult who can, take care of his family in the event of his untimely passing. So I felt okay about that. I don't hold it too much against him for not wanting to give Marie and Frank his kids in the event that he and Deborah die, but also it's like, come on, everyone knows that that's your best option, and there's no sense in hurting them over it. I thought he handled that as well as he could. I kind of want to give him... Is this too high? A 7? No, a 6, because he makes fun of Warren's alcoholism. I'll knock him down for that. 6.
Okay. Adam has Ray coming in as a 6. Alex, how about you?
I'm kind of in a similar ballpark. I don't particularly think Ray was super impactful in this episode. I think this is more of a Deborah-focused episode. But I do think he supported her in her decisions throughout it. He does some, shitty alcoholism jokes, and overall does not do the whole interviewing a person well for, becoming a godparent. I think 6 is a little mean, but I agree he doesn't get a 7. I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Okay. I'm going to be the guy that gives him a 7. I think that Ray did fine. I didn't even process Adam's concerns about the alcoholic jokes. I thought he was just shitting on Warren. I like when characters make fun of Warren. I do not like that character, so in my mind, that was A-okay. So, yeah, I think that he supported his wife. He did what he had to do. he didn't go against his back and say, well, it was Deborah's idea. Though, yeah, I don't know. I think he did okay. I'm not giving him higher than a 7, even though I'm kind of tempted to, because I don't think he did a particularly great job, but I do think that he did a decent job. I'm giving him a 7, which rounds us out to a 6.5 average for the 3 of us.
Wow. That sounds pretty right to me, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we can get that down. I'm going to lean against this headstone and of like, I got my notebook here, and, obviously you can see it's got like, pentagrams and crows drawn on it. I'm kind of going through it a little bit after we saw, 10 people die right in front of us today. And, we lost 2 other people in our lives, and saw a lot of Italian grandmothers weeping, which filled me with a sense of ennui and sort of dread. So I'm going to write down the barometer score, and then I'm also going to write a poem. But I can walk in and do that if we want to head back to the
let's start
door.
Walking. Let's start walking.
Okay.
I guess the only thing that's left is to talk about the BarONUS zONUS. If you guys like hearing from the Barone Boys and want to hear more, we have a link in the description for you to sign up about your, pay one time what you want, your personal donation, and you get lifetime access to all extra Barone Boys content. 1 extra episode a month, and as well as, you get access to all the ones that we did before that. Highly encourage you all to sign on. And
Mike,
yeah,
what are you doing? Why are you're acting like you suddenly care about the BarONUS zONUS and the structure and flow of the show? And
if I gotta be honest here,
yeah,
I bet all my money on Fuller House eating it before the Bing Boys did. And now I need to pay my bookie, and I'm not going to be able to do that without the BarONUS zONUS.
You were in a dead pool?
I was in a death pool, yes. That's right.
A dead pod.
Death pool.
I was in a dead pod, yeah.
A death pod or a dead pod. Well, dead pod is obviously about Jerry and the rest, the dead. Yeah. Rest in power, Jerry Garcia. Yes, king. We stan a king.
Jerry Garcia's still alive?
Nope.
Okay,
been dead
good.
for about 30 years.
Just making sure.
Died before we were born.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe not. But he's been dead for a very long time. You did also lose all of your money last week, so I know how hard it was for you to get any money back at all.
All back.
Wait. Did you put any money on us in the death pool?
Yes, I did. Because it was plus 400, so I had to throw it in there.
Did you bet on yourself?
Yeah, obviously.
What did you bet?
Because it's like when you bet against your favorite team to win, because that way when the Mets lose inevitably, you say, Mets lost. Well, at least I made some money. It's kind of like that.
You've got your will in place, so you know where that money is going to be going if
Absolutely.
you do win.
Absolutely.
If you win big and die.
You know it. It's going right back to me, baby.
You're going to be buried with your winnings from betting on yourself in the death pool.
It says in my will, all money will be transferred to the afterlife. So guess who is taking it with him? Ya boy.
You got the Pharaoh deal.
I got the Pharaoh deal.
By the way, I saw your sketches for your pyramid. That's not what it's supposed to look like. It's too long. It's long and short.
Yeah. I figure that's a good monument to me.
You being buried with money that you won by betting on your own death is pretty on brand.
That's perfect.
Are you allowed to, if you bet on yourself in the death pool, you're allowed to kill yourself on the day?
There is a...
when it's your day, do they have like the guy from Guinness follow you around with the clipboard to make sure you're playing by the rules?
There is an insurance thing to it, but the Guinness guy pays attention, but I mean, honestly, he's very primeval, so it's not really. It's
well,
not really
I've heard that people who've done it before, they've been like using the Guinness guy to help them. Like they'll smoke 500 cigarettes at once, or they'll try to. Why can I never think of any other world records but the cigarettes?
I don't know.
I saw that one time. They'll grow really long fingernails, and that will kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with that, there's only one last thing to do, and that's our classic sign-off. Everybody
loves
Raymond.
and
we love you.